change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more?
Good evening, everybody across Australia, watching from New Zealand and right around the world. You are tuning in to the AGT ACC Porsche Carrera Cup Challenge. And we are here this week at the ever-challenging Oulton Park in lovely, cloudy Britain for round 3 of the championship. We welcome you along. Great to have your company. I, of course, am your lead commentator, your host, and I guess we could say we're friends. We've known each other long enough. It's Isaac Fogarty. Pleasure to have you here. I'm riding on my own this week. My regular commentator, guest commentator, and friend, John Wright, is unwell, feeling under the weather this week. We wish him all the best in his recovery. Hopefully, we'll see him back for the next round in a couple weeks' time. But for now, it's just me to keep company this evening. So hello to everybody tuning in. Make sure you put plenty of messages in the chat. Help me stay sane this evening. I would greatly appreciate keeping me sane by having some people to talk to, throw in your questions, any information you might have. We've got a very exciting night coming your way. Let's have a look at where we are on the calendar. So we've had 2 rounds so far, kicked things off at Imola in what was a magical couple of races. And then we went to Mount Panorama and really put the blowtorch to what these cars can do and put them at the edge of their limits. And some drivers were tested there. We saw a couple big names come undone at that second round. We're here this week, though, at Oulton Park for round 3. And this is a little bit bumpy, so it's reminiscent of the F1 cars in 2020. A little bit of porpoising going on for our drivers tonight. No doubt there'll be some sore backs when they get out of the car this evening. And then we have 3 rounds remaining. We'll get to those a little bit later because we're not too far away from qualifying. Let's just quickly have a look at our standings, remind ourselves of what we are looking at in terms of the championship. It is Matt Donetti that leads the way at the moment, but only 2 points back to his main championship rival, Simon Bishop. It's pretty close between those two at the moment. Josh Struick as well, only 11 points back in the championship at the moment. It's quite close at the top. Cameron Fleming, 21 points behind. So 21 points separating the top 4 in the overall championship. Liam Tame, it's in 5th. James Machin in 6th. And Andre Shepard's 7th in that pro category. We have a look at our Pro-Am field. It is Daniel Wood that leads that championship from Adam Joy, only 8 points between them. And then Lachlan Dawes, the big surprise of the season so far, debutant, making his real first campaign attempt here at AGT ACC, and he's doing well so far. A couple of Pro-Am class podiums has put him in good contention, a good position, sitting inside the top 10 overall and 3rd in the championships. Then it's Michael Toward in 4th, then Nathan Howe, Aaron Thomas, and Bowen Piper. 45 points only separating the top 7 in the championship. Boy, is that close. And let's have a look at our team standings as well. See how that is looking at the moment. That's a bit of a bigger gap, but it's BCG 1. They're 1 and 2 in the championship, so comfortably leading the way at the moment. That says it's Simon Bishop. It's actually Cameron Fleming, so I do apologize to Cameron Fleming. He's been cut out of that graphic. It says Matt Donetti and Simon Bishop. That is an error that you are seeing, and it is indeed Cameron Fleming that is in that team. Simon Bishop is a privateer entry, but Josh Struick and Nathan Hutton in 2nd for CP Motorsports. Then TTR Westside, BCG 2, Defy Motorsports 2, Team XV Primer, Defy Motorsports 3, and then Team XV, Defy Motorsports 1, and CP Motorsports 2 round out the top 10 in the championship. Only 13 teams make up the championship. You're only missing Hoon Corp, TTR Southside, and Kiwi Pit Lane are the only teams missing from that at the moment. If you're watching along, though, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us this evening. A couple viewers at the moment tuning in, which we greatly appreciate you guys watching along. Let's have a look, though. Just before we get into qualifying, the session has got underway. We're not too far away from showing you all the action. Let's have a look at where we are this evening. It is Oulton Park for round 3. Man, is this a complicated track. There's going to be some drivers put to the test this evening. 4.3 kilometers, 17 turns, a very high bump rating. 10-minute qualifying session, 25-minute races, and no lap record here. And we've never actually been here to this circuit before at AGT, so it's a bit of an unknown for our drivers, but what an exciting night lays ahead. Going into the unknown for the first time, let's head over to track to catch what will be the last 7 minutes of this qualifying session. We are qualifying one. First qualifying session of the day. Martinetti immediately a 35.9. The fastest time we have seen this week has been a 35.8. Already getting close to that. Will we see that eclipse this evening? I would suggest we will, because that is quick out of the gate from our championship leader. Pulling down to Leon very close. 9 hundredths of a second between Martinetti and Paul Candanaleon at this stage. That is super close in terms of the gap between those two. Nick Carter 8 tenths back. Time starting to come in now as we get to about halfway through this session. Only a 10-minute session, so short and sharp. And that's how we like it here at AGT. Keeps things interesting. Carter. This track is very challenging. I take a drink of water to keep my vocal cords running smoothly. Let's have a look at, off the circuit. Big heavy contact for Paul Candanaleon. That is a massive moment. He'll return to the pit lane. He'll get out again, I would suggest. This is Simon Bishop trying to get a lap in here. And we just want to try and get an understanding, if we can, how bumpy this circuit is. Here is an onboard with Simon Bishop. Hope he's going to go for another lap here. We're about to find out if he is going to go for another lap. He runs down towards the final corner. This is a very tricky corner. You got to make sure you get this right. Don't bowl it too wide. He does a little bit. He got it a little bit wrong. Let's follow along here with Simon Bishop. Turn this one up and enjoy. This is a lap of Oulton Park. Just see how bumpy this track is. Good evening to everybody watching along. Sorry for coming in late to this session if you're watching on YouTube. We had auto start set. The stream did not auto start, so I apologise for coming a little bit late. That was on board with Simon Bishop. Sits third on the road at the moment. And, yeah, looking good for Martinetti, who currently sits on pole. But look how close those top three are at the moment. So apologies, everybody. But good evening. We have fixed the issue. We are finally live. We are getting underway for this session. We apologise for the delay in proceedings there. Not what you want at all for the start of your broadcast. We certainly apologise. But we move on. This is Martinetti, the man that currently sits on pole. Plenty of drivers yet to set a time. 22 drivers, yes, not including myself, in the field this evening. A fair few big names in the pro category. Cameron Fleming, right down the order at the moment. He's not yet to set what I would suggest is a relatively competitive time. Martinetti's just gone faster again, a 35.88. So he has improved. Open that gap to Paul Gandanelli on Simon Bishop. Simon Bishop now goes fast with a 35.6. That is a blistering time around this circuit. 2/10 clear of Martinetti with 1 minute and 36 seconds to go. The pressure now moves on to this man here and Paul Gandanelli to try and find some improvement. Try and find a little bit of extra time. Where is Martinetti on the circuit? He's coming into off the road, and that'll be it for Martinetti. So he will not improve. Can Paul Gandanelli knock either of these two off the front row, though? They're first and second in the championship. This man missed round one, has come in late, and now has the opportunity to secure himself a front row start if he can nail this lap time through the chicane. Nice, relatively nice. They got a little bit upset on the curb. See these cars, and I think he's backed out of it now. He has. He might be going again, though. In the go past. Might have backed out of it. He might still be going. He's about to tell Josh Struick's back in the lane, so he will not improve. Cameron Fleming is done. He's down in 9th place at the moment. That is huge. Riley Nicholson in the Pro-Am class is 6th at the moment on the road. This is massive for him. Max Silver in 8th. Some big names struggling in this qualifying session. Bob Norley yet to set a time. Massive slide on exit for Paul Gandanelli towards the line. Is this an improvement for him? Will he go again? He will go again because it was not an improvement yet for this man. Look at how that car behaves through turn one. He is trying to wring the neck out of this thing. He is pushing hard. If you're just joining us, good evening. We're a bit late on the start this evening. It's just myself in the commentary box for your company this evening. This is round 3 of the AGT ACC Porsche Carrera Cup Challenge. We're at Oulton Park. Qualifying 1 has just ticked to 0. We have checkered flag is out. We are now setting our final times. The final time for these drivers to get a lap in. Matt Donetti will not get a time in. It's disappointing for him. He's off the road. Again, he's in the wall. Paul Gandanelli, though, can he improve through the first chicane? Down towards the second chicane now. He's a bit shaky through here last time. Can he be cleaner? Those bumps on entry do not make it easy. Nicer across the curbs there. Good drive on exit for the 87 car. Throws it in through a... Oh, that's a massive bump on exit. That's going to spin him in the wall. And that'll be his qualifying session over. That is a huge moment for Paul Gandanelli. He is done in this qualifying session. Can Riley Nicholson improve across the line? No, he cannot. How about Max Silver, his teammate? Is going to be anyone improving late in this session here? We still have one driver, Bob Norley, yet to set a time. I don't think he's getting a time, and he is in the pit lane. Max Silver, though, can he improve? Oh, massive slide on the exit of the final corner for Max Silver. Down towards the line. Is it an improvement? Yes, it is. Max Silver jumps to 5th place. Gets himself onto the 3rd row. What a qualifying session. What a session that was. Let's just unpack that one real quick for you. Good evening to everybody watching along. It is Simon Bishop that will start from the pole position this evening. He will, for this first race at least. And it is Matt Donetti in 2nd. He's on the front row as well. Put 1 and 2 in the championship. Share the front row. Paul Gandanelli starts 3rd in this race after getting it just a little bit wrong on his last qualifying run. Josh Struick in 4th. Max Silver, late lap there, gets himself up to 5th position. Complaining of traffic, I hear, over the radio. Nick Carter, 6th place. How about Riley Nicholson? Pro-Am driver, struggled so far this season. Was a bit frustrated coming into tonight, but he won't be frustrated now. That is a mega effort in qualifying. He starts from 7th place. Minute 23 seconds before lap gets underway here at Oulton Park for race 1 of the evening. Have a look in on our qualifying session results. Anthony Burrows inside the top 10. He's found some pace in that car this week, which is good to see. Cameron Fleming as well, struggling this week. Down in 9th. Nathan Hutton in to bounce back this week after a difficult start to his championship campaign. He's in 10th, so qualifies inside the top 10. Then we've got Bowen Piper, Daniel Wood, and Andre Shepherd. Nathan Howe starting 14th in this race. Michael Toward, Lachlan Dawes, who's 3rd in the championship in Pro-Am, starts in 16th place this evening. he is down the order a little bit. Adam Joy start from 17th in this race. James Hammond, Les Samwith, Aaron Thomas, Andrew Griffin, and Bob Norley did not set a time in this qualifying session. Good evening, Maxie, Naked Blade, watching along. This evening, it's a pleasure to have your company, and Scott Smith as well. Both of you agree this is going to be wild. You are not wrong. Oulton Park, Porsche Carrera Cup cars. It can only end well, fellas. I don't see it going wrong at all. But good evening. Pleasure to have you all here. As I said, make sure you stick around, keep me company, type in the chat. It's just me this evening. I do not want to lose my mind this evening. I'd like to stay sane if I can. So, it'd be great to have you guys typing away, letting me know in the chat what you're thinking. Any opinions or questions that you have would be great to see. But here we go. We started our formation lap now. So, start to roll away. We get one full lap to try and get some temperature in these tyres. It's a little bit of a challenge for these cars. Obviously, no tyre blankets in the Porsche Carrera Cup Series. So, they start on completely cold tyres. And have to do all the work. You can see them weaving back and forth here. Just to try and get a little bit of heat into them. Max Silver here on your screen. Didn't race at Bathurst. I can confirm he was actually sitting in Matthew Genetti's spare bedroom. So he's been let out of the spare bedroom. He's back to racing in his rig this week. I'm sure he's very excited for some Oulton Park racing this evening. He's qualified quite well, which is good to see. Jimmy Machin watching along at home this evening. Shout out to you, Jimmy. He says, good luck, everyone, in the Discord. And he's got it on TV with a beer in hand, if you don't mind. So, shout out to you, Mr. Machin. Shame to not have you racing with us this evening, but I'm sure we'll see you back on track soon enough. And we look forward to that day. Your teammate, though, is qualified in 6th place this evening. So, hopefully, Nick Carter can put on a good result for TTR Westside this evening. And, yeah, he is hoping. Watching on holiday. So he's on holiday on a bit of a vacation. Hello, Wayno. Good to see you too, mate. Hope you're well. Away doing some speedway stuff this weekend. Very exciting for him. Contours, though. This is a big story for me. Right down the order in this session. You see the bollard being taken out on the warm-up lap. So never mind you. Never mind the race. We're actually just getting rid of all the things we could possibly hit in the race on the formation lap, which is probably a safer idea. Hitting it at lower speed, less likely to do damage to your car. This man at the back, Bob Norley, did not set a time in qualifying. Not sure what happened there. He did get 2 laps under his belt, so he did try and set a lap time, but must have just not gone his way in that session. So keep a close eye on him to come through this field this evening. Simon Bishop, though, he's going to lead this field away. Only a couple corners left to go before we get started in this race. He's the man that's second in the championship. 2 points separate the men on the front row of the grid at the moment. Simon Bishop and Matt Donetti. Wherever you go, you just find these two sort of locked together in a battle, don't you? They just don't seem to get away from each other, no matter how hard they try. Roll down towards the final corner in a 2x2 formation. 22 cars on the grid, 11 rows. You have a car right at the back, trying to work out who that is. That looks like 11 maybe. Aaron Thomas coming through the field to get into his grid position. He certainly is. He now grids up. We're onto the front straight though, so they run towards the start-finish line. We are not far away from race 1 getting underway here at Oulton Park. 2 races coming your way this evening. The action is about to get underway, and here we go. We've been given the green flag. We are away, and what a start around the outside for Martinetti. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. Can they hold it across the bumps? They do. A little bit of a touch-up from Simon Bishop there on the exit. It looks like everyone's got through cleanly. There's a little bit of grass in the background from people running wide. But it seems that everyone's got off to a fairly clean start, and Simon Bishop's got the best start of all. He's jumped the field. He leads the way through turn 3 for the first time on the run down towards the hairpin at the bottom end of the circuit as the order corrects itself. And I think there's a couple cars towards the back. Nathan Hutton, Andrew Griffin, Anthony Burrows getting caught out there at the start of this one. Oh, sideways for Paul Leon. He's going off the road. He got sideways into the braking zone. A little bit of a touch-up on the rear end of Martinetti. We've got yellow flags everywhere. We cannot see where he is. There he is off to the side of the road. We've got yellow flags for multiple cars. Martinetti's facing the wrong way in the chicane. So a touch-up between the BCG drivers. Sees two of our front key contenders in this race all the way at the back of the field. Kudos to everybody else for avoiding them in that incident. Max Silva is up to second place here. He has gone, as we've been told, that my downloads have resumed. That's not what I wanted to hear. It's, that'll probably not help my internet very much. But Simon Bishop, he leads the way from Max Silva, who's gone from 5th to 2nd in all of this mess, and he will be nervous at the moment, trying to hold on over a very fast Josh Struick. But Martinetti, Morgan and Leon right down the back of the field. Look at that crank sideways through turn 1 for Max Silva. He is on the absolute limit at the moment. These cars are struggling around here. There's going to be a few bruised and battered vehicles at the end of this 25 minutes. That is for sure. But what a start to this race. Simon Bishop has just bolted. He's run away into the distance, really. 3 seconds between himself and Max Silva. It's so hard to pass around here, though. The track position is key. This is good for Max Silva. He's just got to be mindful of Josh Struick if he does decide to go for a move here. This is where it all came undone last time. There's a bit of a touch-up just through this camera angle. You could see the front to rear contact between Paul and Martinetti. Got away with, well, that's not how they got away with it. They got away with that colliding with other cars, I believe, but didn't get away without losing positions. And Max Silva, not as good an exit. Josh Struick just gets a better drive off the corners, doesn't he? Over car in front of him, but this is a good start so far for these fellas. They are off to a very strong start indeed. At the moment, Nick Carter up to 4th off the start of this race here. Cameron Fleming started 9th place. He's up to 5th already. He's had a wonderful start. Daniel Wood has jumped Ryan Nicholson for the class lead. Lachlan Dawes up to 10th, so he's also had a blistering start from 16th. He's done well, hasn't he? Bob Norley still on his 17th. Anthony Burrows, Martinetti right at the back of the field. Paul Leon as well. Andrew Griffin rolling around. He's struggling around here. He's not been gelling with this track all week. Josh Struick, though, has got past Max Silva. So that is a change of position up into 2nd place now for the 33 CP Motorsports car. Max Silva, he's sitting in 3rd place at the moment, but he's going to be vulnerable here to the cars behind. He hasn't got as much pace as these two cars, the 711 car and the 7 car right behind him. They are holding on to the back of the Defy Motorsports 1 car at the moment. They're not letting him go. Max Silva, though, to his credit, not necessarily letting Josh Struick get away either. So maybe trying to hold on a little bit there, benefit from sitting in behind him, put the pressure on through the curve. This is a super tricky chicane to try and navigate. I love that camera angle. Get another shot of that camera angle. Look at that. You scroll through the cars here. We try and get the camera angle for you. Just how beautiful that looks. Absolutely beautiful camera angles. Really get an understanding of how those cars behave across the curb. But this man, he's bolted into the distance, hasn't he? Simon Bishop, fastest lap of the race goes to Matt Dinetti. Simon Bishop, though, I think he has the fastest first sector. Second sector, so he could be on for a fastest lap here. Remember, 1 bonus point to the car that sets the fastest lap of the race. A second now between Max Silva and Josh Struick, so that gap is starting to grow. Max Silva sort of trying to pull away a little bit from Nick Carter as well, who might be looking a bit backwards at the moment to that big BCG1 Porsche in his rear view mirror. Is filling up the rear view mirror of the TTR Westside car at the moment, making his presence known. So this is a little bit of a breather for Max Silva. Riley Nicholson, Daniel Wood, they're going at it at the moment as well, battling away for the Pro-Am class lead. Take a small drink of water. That's a little bit of a look up the inside into 2 there. That was bold from Riley Nicholson. On the run down towards turn 3 now. And into the hairpin at turn 4. Max Silva's dropping down the order. What's happened to Max Silva? Has he gone off the road? He has. Right back down the order behind this group. So something has happened to Max Silva there. Made a mistake, gone off the road. He now slot back into 7th place. He'll be super frustrated, and that puts him behind his teammate now. So will we see a little bit of team orders play effect here maybe? have to keep an eye out and see. G'day to everybody watching at home. Make sure you're typing away in the chat. Keep me sane this evening. Say g'day. Not like Max Silver at all. Good evening, Trevor Byers, the one and only. It's a pleasure to have you in the chat this evening. Missing your presence in the commentary box in the booth this evening. Hopefully we can have you back before the end of the season. We'd love to have you. Maybe for the last round at the Nürburgring, but I'll have my people talk to your people and we can have a chat. But definitely missing you. Hope you're doing well, my friends, and things are going well in life for you at the moment, as they are hopefully for everybody. Not going super well at the moment for the man on your screen, Max Silver. Got down the order. The person who also they're not going off for is Matt Danetti, who's back up to 16th in this race, so he's doing well. Fighting back through the field. Porker down to Leon as well, back to 19th. And I don't know if there's a fan club for that bloke in third, Adam Gray. We're missing your presence tonight as well, Adam Gray. Mr. Pro-Am himself not in the field this evening. It's very good racing, isn't it, Trevor? It's, certainly provides some action, these cars. Cameron Fleming starting to drop off the back of Nick Carter now. Riley Nicholson has swapped positions with Max Silver, so that's a change. Maybe some team orders. Maybe a bit of Rowan Nicholson saying, you go, see if you can get past this this man in front. If he can get back towards the top 5 of this field, it'll be great to see Max Silver get back in the top 5 here if he can pull it off. 6/10 back. Wild Trevor appears. It certainly is. TrackSpotTV, that's George Cook typing away. Oh, that's loose for Max Silver again. He's going to almost take out his teammate. That was a huge moment on the curb. We saw Paul Ganana Leon do that in qualifying. And Max Silver has now done it in the race. He almost took his teammate with him. And the statement has never rung truer. Oulton Park is the gift that keeps on giving. I will not run out of things to talk about this evening. Don't you worry about that, because look at this. Max Silver now will slot in behind Nathan Howe in 11th place. And he is having a difficult evening. He's having an uphill battle tonight, Max Silver. Trying to get his, trying to get a good result out of this car, and it's just not going his way at the moment. Matt Danetti back up to 14th place, so he's putting the hammer down. Maybe we need to follow along with this man for a little bit, because he is carving his way through the field here tonight, putting the pressure on the cars, and he's got Nathan Hutton, CP Motorsports, his former team, in front of him. Certainly Nathan Hutton certainly won't take it easy on him. They are two different driver classes, Pro-Am versus Am. Well, sorry, Pro-Am versus Pro, I should say. But it's all for points. You don't get points based on where you finish in class. You get points based on where you finish overall. Run wide there for Nathan Hutton. They're going to go side by side. Out of 4 on the run towards the chicane, but Matt Danetti gets the move done before they even get there and doesn't even have to worry, because that was a very nice pass. Just kept Nathan Hutton high and wide there. Oh, there's a car off in the background as well. Who is that? Is that Max Silver again? No, it isn't. Trying to work out who's gone off the road. Once again, is it Aaron Thomas? I don't know. I'm trying to work out who's falling down the order. It might be Bowen Piper. It is Bowen Piper. He has fallen right down the order, and that is a massive shame for him. He was running very well up the top of the field. The pointy end of the field even. He is off the circuit of that chicane. It's Lachlan Dawes. Lachlan Dawes, after starting 16th in this race, is now up to 7th place, 3rd in class. This man, I don't know where he pulls this consistency from, but he's just absolutely shone in his first full campaign here at AGT ACC. He's really taken a liking to these cars in race trim. He struggles a little bit in the qualifying setting, but in race trim, he's one of the forces to be reckoned with in this car. He's just super consistent. You can just see how bumpy this circuit is. Max Silver sitting right behind Nathan Howe, desperately trying to get himself back up well inside the top 10. He's got a couple positions he can get. Looks to go side by side. That's a very dangerous spot to try and do so through turn 3, and he thought better of it, rightly as he should have. Backed out of that move. Max Silver, he just needs to be patient here. Try and find a way past. You do not want to rush this and create another mistake. He's already gone backwards enough in this field. He's got a Matt Danetti stalking James Hammond. He's up into 12th place now. He's right behind. And he's actually got past James Hammond. So he's moved past and up into 11th place, and he can now set after Max Silver. Those guys are good friends. Or once they're on track, and that friendship doesn't mean a whole lot when you're behind the wheel of a race car, and that's the curb that's catching everybody out. There's a little dip on the grass as you go from the curb surface to the grass surface. Little dip, and a lip between the grass and the track, which is catching everybody out, unsettling these cars quite a lot. Saw it at Bathurst as well. These cars can get quite unsettled if you use the curbs even just a bit too much. Or if you touch the curb in just a slight wrong way. He's got Max Silver going side by side at the moment with Nathan Howe. Gets that move done down the front straight. A lovely move up into 8th place. Lachlan Dawes has dropped down the order. He's 10th now and had a mistake somewhere. So he's gone off the road, and he will now let Matt Donetti go past. He's not going to fight that one too hard. He knows Matt Donetti has a lot more pace in that car than he does, and maybe just try and keep up with him a little bit here. Not fall victim to James Hammond behind. He's got a lot of work to do to get back up in the front of this class. But Daniel Wood and his Riley Nicholson going at it at the moment for the lead of this class. A second and a half between them. Everyone started to spread out a little bit. This mid-pack, though, they're not spread out at all. Matt Donetti coming back through the field. This is what we're keeping an eye on. Porkendown and Leon, a little bit of a stalemate in 15th place at the moment. Has not gone further forward. But a car in the pit lane, that is Andrew Griffin. He's not having a great time in the circuit, not loving this circuit. It's a little bit strange when you're not racing, isn't it, Wayno? When you're watching these guys, the guys you race with week in, week out. Oh, up the inside in a very bold place for Matt Donetti. He's got that done. Max Silver going side by side with Michael Toward in front. Got that move done. Up into 7th place. He is running away from Matt Donetti. He's trying to get away from that man at the moment. He's like, please, Matt, don't catch me. Stay away. But if I put a car between me and him, you can't overtake me, right? That's what he's trying to do at the moment. And you're certainly right. Donetti is carving his way through the field like a Stanley knife through old carpet. Speaking of old carpet, I think Matt Donetti's got a bit of old carpet he could afford to cut through. We've got a car leaving the pit lane. Going to have to be careful here, Andrew Griffin, because he's going to come out into this lead pack, and he's very well aware of that. Lets the pack roll through. He's actually returned to the pit lane, so not sure what's going on there for Andrew Griffin. Oh, brave on exit. He's going to go side by side on the run towards 4. This is a bold place to try and get it done. Look at them. Down towards 3, and he's got the move done before he gets there. Michael Toward, I think, maybe backed out of that a little bit. Wide on the circuit, almost on the grass. Nathan Howe looks up the inside. We need better camera angles here. Dawes has also gone past, and that is 3 spots in the space of 2 corners for Michael Toward. Someone's got to have a chat to these the track crew, the camera crew here at Oulton Park about getting some better camera angles through that corner. And on the grass for Lachlan Dawes, he's managed to get it back on there. That was a very scary moment for the 888 car. And yeah, Michael Toward, he drops now down to 11th place in the field. Just shows how quickly things can change. Max Silver, he's on the run from Matt Donetti, trying to get away. There he is in the background, the pink BCG1 car, trying to reel him in, get back through this field, get some good points, because his main championship rival has a 2-second lead out the front of the field at the moment. Simon Bishop, 2 seconds from Josh Stewart with 10 minutes to go in this race. Where has the time gone? And we might have to start calling him, it seems a bit cruel, but we might have to start calling him M backward. And Porkendown Leon, he's now found his way past Nathan Hutton, up into 13th place, ranging on to the back of James Hammond now. So the battle for these two, after starting right at the front of the field, come back through is on. There is Matt Donetti. Where is Max Silver? My Enduro teammate, don't repeat that. I'm going to let him know that was specifically you that said that, Adam Gray. Burrows in 16th place, trying to come back through this field after a really good qualifying session. Loose on exit. Lachlan Dawes. Look at these cars in the background. Look at them all. Look at the battle pack that is going on here. The cluster of cars that are trying to navigate their way through this field. Looking very aggressive from Nathan Hutton there. Is he going to go side by side? We've got a car. That's Nathan Howe facing the wrong way. Well, not facing the wrong way, but I think he had a spin. There's a car off the road as well in the background. Nathan Howe into the wall. Cleaning up some styrofoam bollards on his way through. That was the 87 car of Paul Gandana Leon. So there was an incident between Nathan Howe and Paul Gandana Leon possibly, but both cars down the order. And Paul Gandana Leon, that is from bad to worse for him today. He is up struggle street without a paddle. Bob Norley from the back of the grid up to 15th place in this race so far. He's doing a wonderful job. Hopefully he can get a time set in qualifying, see what he can really do. Paul Gandana Leon, all that hard work has now come undone. He has to start all over again. Push through this field. Say Sam with down the back in 21st. Struggling at the moment. Oh, loose on exit. Paul Gandana Leon, he's trying to find his way past Nathan Howe here. These guys have come together. And he goes around the outside. Nathan Howe just lets him go. And Matt Zanetti has found his way past Max Silver, who has maybe gone off the road somewhere. That gap was quite large between those two. 3.6 seconds. So, being reeled in by his teammate at the moment, his stablemate in Lachlan Dawes. So, he's actually catching up to the team boss at the moment. And trying to... Nathan Howe, walking down to Leon, finding their way through the field. Aaron Thomas. Well, Josh Struick, 1.1 seconds. He is reeling him in. Josh Struick is catching up to Simon Bishop at the front of this field. Power slide on exit for Josh Struick. He's giving it everything. He's got the fastest lap of the race to go with it. He's got 7 minutes left in this race to try and make an impression on the race leader. Try and do something to catch the man that has been pretty much untouchable for this entire race so far. Has that gap closed anymore? As they cross the line, it's actually opened up a little bit, with Josh Struick trying to push to close in. Rowan Nicholson's closed right up to the back of Daniel Wood for the lead of the class. He's closing right back up. Matt Zanetti, 6 seconds off these guys. Can he catch them before the end of the race? Will it be when he crosses the line, I wonder? He is 5.8 seconds, so he's putting a little bit of time on these guys. And he should catch them before the end of the race, but they want to have this battle resolved by then. They won't want to have it drag on too long. There is Max Silver down in 12th now for Max Silver. So this is going from bad to worse for a couple of drivers out there who just can't seem to get in a rhythm at this track. It just is one of those tracks that is just so difficult to get a hold of. We've picked a very difficult calendar here for these Cup cars and really putting our drivers to the test. Really driver's series this, because you're pretty much on the limit all the time, and one small mistake can bring your entire race undone, as we're seeing here. Tries to drive underneath and get the better drive off the corner, Max Silver. He does, but he's not close enough to get alongside on the run towards the chicane. He's going to have to bide his time a little bit here with James Hammond in front. You can see he does want to get past. He's so desperate to get past. Looks to the outside, looks to the inside, trying to find a way past, but he was just parking that car right in the middle of the track, and this circuit is so narrow. Run wide there maybe for James Hammond. A little bit of a moment as well for Max Silver on the exit. Closes right up to the back of him now. Can they go side by side on the run towards the penultimate corner? That car is being very aggressively positioned on the grass for Max Silver into the braking zone. Takes a sign, power slide through the corner. You can see the Goodyear sign rolling in the background. Rolling across the circuit. And that has meant that he's dropped right off the back of James Hammond. And Adam Joy now is closing right up to the back of him. 4.2 seconds separates Riley Nicholson and Matt Zanetti, who will not care that these two are in a battle. And I say that with, it sounds harsh, probably is a little bit harsh. Matt Zanetti will not care in the slightest that these two are locked in a battle for the Pro-Am class lead. He will just want to get as high as he possibly can on the totem pole, get as many points as he can. And so these two need to sort this out before he gets there, because otherwise he'll sort it out for them, and that'll be putting a 51 BCG Porsche between himself, between Riley and Daniel. So they've got to keep pushing. See, D Wood made an appearance at the Bathurst 1000 this week in the form of Dale Wood. This isn't Dale Wood, it's Daniel Wood. But if you ask him, same person. Pushing on at the moment. these two. And no, you're right. Ferbs won't want any of Silver's antics. That is for certain. Close right back up to James Hammond again here. Well, there's a small issue with our live stream at the moment. We're keeping a very close eye on that, I can promise you. Hopefully, it'll fix itself. Oh, this is very close between these two at the moment. Nose to tail. And into turn one, heavy on the final corner, sorry. And Max Silver gets that pass done. Slidey on the exit. But does get the drive off the corner, and that is very well done from Max Silver. Looking brilliant on the circuit, as always. He is looking aggressive out there at the moment. Trying to get this move done. So we're back to excellent condition. So there's a little bit of a lull there while I tried to work out what's going on. And close right up now is Josh Struick. So he's right on the back of this guy. Martinetti try and get back up to 5th. This would be what Martinetti's hoping for. It's off. Front end damage, I heard. I'm being told we currently don't have a stream. It's currently not there. So I apologise if we've lost the stream. Might be losing stream. We might have technical difficulties. Simon Bishop, though, is not too far away. Winning this race. We will continue on as while we can. Max Silver right in behind Nathan Hutton. Trying to get the internet back, we promise you. We're trying to get this stream up and running. These guys are pushing hard at the moment. Oh, Max Silver. Leaders on the final lap of the race. Max Silver, Nathan Hutton, Michael Tower. They're going at it at the moment in this race. They are pushing hard to try and get the result that they deserve. Riley Nicholson, right, got Mazzinetti for company at the moment. He's right behind him. And he is close to the back of that car. Simon Bishop has disappeared into the distance. We'll keep an eye on where our race leader is so we get him before the end of the race. But we're watching this. Goes around him. Riley Nicholson just lets him go, and that's smart racing. Nathan Hutton, Michael Toward, Max Silver battling away for what is going to be 8th place. Whoever comes out on top of this. We've hit 0, so that is it. The timer has reached 0. Oh, has a little look around the outside into 2. This is a bold move from Nathan Hutton. This could end in tears for these boys. Pushes him wide. Max Silver's raging up to the back of him now. Right in behind. And goes side by side down towards turn 3. This could end in tears for somebody if they're not careful to make side-to-side contact. And Nathan Hutton, he catches it somehow. He has saved that from an absolute massive drama that could have been. He has caught that and held on. Stays in 9th place, or 10th place it will be now on correction. Simon Bishop is not too far away from winning this race. We dare not look away from this battle. Simon Bishop rounds the final corner. He is going to win race 1 of the evening at Oulton Park. What a result for the man that will assume the championship lead. Josh Struick in 2nd place after a massive accident towards the end. Nick Carter, take a bow, gets himself onto the podium, and Mazzinetti with a wonderful comeback drive into 5th. But this battle is not over yet. Max Silver right in behind Michael Tower with only a couple of corners to go. Can he get the move done and get himself into 8th place here at the end of this race. Riley Nicholson takes the Pro-Am class victory. He's first for the season. Max Silver side by side, contact side by side with Michael Toward, and they will drag race across the line. Max gives in the position following the contact, redresses the contact, and that is smart. Michael Toward finishes in 8th, and Max Silver finishes 9th in what was a thrilling end to this race from all of those drivers. My God, what a finish that was. Wow, what a finish to that race. Sorry if the stream had a little bit of a moment there. There might have been a little bit of frame drop, a little bit of connection issue, but we are back now, hopefully, and swinging. What a result to this race. Bowen Piper, we've still got cars crossing the line. Bowen Piper will finish in 16th after a difficult race. Adam Joy loses it on the final corner. Can he keep it out the wall? No. We'll spin it into the wall. That is super unfortunate for the 77 driver. Come across the line. Will he cross the line? Waiting for someone, maybe. He's waiting for Toolshed. There we go. Adam Joy will creep across the line. Aaron Thomas, the last car to come and finish this race. What a result. So Simon Bishop takes the race victory here at race 1. Josh Struick in 2nd. Nick Carter, 3rd place. And then Cameron Fleming, Matt Tinetti, Riley Nicholson, the Pro-Am class victory. Daniel Wood, 2nd place in the Pro-Am class. Michael Toward, Max Silver, and Nathan Hutton with that absolutely thrilling finish to that race. Lachlan Dawes as well with the windscreen wiper going. Finishes 5th in class, 11th overall. James Hammond, what a result. Paul Ganana-Leon comes back to 14th place in the end. We're going to take a very short 5-minute break while the drivers have a bit of a breather. Get ready for the next session. We'll be back before you know it for qualifying for the race 2. So do not go anywhere. We are not too far away from going racing once again here at Oulton Park. Stay with us.
change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Always looking for more.
Welcome back. We are underway here for qualifying 2 of the evening. Thank you for sticking with us during that short break. I'm hoping that our stream issues might be sorted, might be dealt with. But we got a qualifying session and a race to go. We apologise for if there's been a bit of a connection issue this evening. We've had a few storms blowing through my way this evening, which has made the internet connection very difficult because I run off a Wi-Fi booster, so it makes it a little bit difficult sometimes when the wind is high and there's a bit of storm cell in the air to get a solid connection. But we're okay at the moment. Fingers crossed it stays that way. We've got 7.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. We're running about 4 minutes behind at the moment, so not too bad actually, all things considered. We predicted this session to start at 8:45, and we're 3 minutes into this session at 8:50 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, so local time for me. Massive moment there, or I believe that's Aaron Thomas. It is. We're still waiting for some representative numbers to be set by our drivers, keeping a very close eye on that. Hello, Ella. Pleasure to have you here along watching this evening. Hope you are enjoying all the action that these Porsche Cup cars can provide. He's off the road again, Aaron Thomas. Max Silver. Cameron Fleming actually faster, 36.8. So definitely not as fast as we've seen in that first session. I think 35.8, 35.6 even. Car off on the road in the background. That's Nathan Hutton. Into the wall. Porgan and Leon, 36.8 as well. So nothing super blistering at this stage. And where is Martinetti? Here he is on his lap at the moment. We spoke earlier about just how bumpy this circuit is, just how tricky it is to try and get a lap down. And if we can, we might try and set it up so that we can take you for a lap around this circuit with the man on your screen, Martinetti, because he's an experienced operator at this circuit. He knows what he's doing. And make sure we get all the information available to you. There is our friend Martinetti. We seem to have lost him, so we're going to go the old-fashioned way through the field to try and find him now. A lot of scrolling as we try and get... There he is. There's Martinetti. Coming through the final sections of corner now. Let's jump on board with this man. Take you for a lap of this circuit with Martinetti. Turn this up. Enjoy this one. We did this earlier with Simon Bishop. Let's see how Martinetti tackles Oulton Park. It's going to be for Martinetti as he runs towards the line. What is it going to be? He's up at the moment. Where will it put him in the standings? It puts him to the front with a 35.6. What a lap from our well, he was our championship leader. It is now Simon Bishop that leads the championship. There he goes, and just in front as well. Simon Bishop eclipses him at 35.5. So Simon Bishop has improved his time and gone back to the top. I hope on board with Martinetti there, you just get a sense of just how bumpy this circuit is, how challenging it is for these drivers to extract everything out of this car around here. They don't get a lot of play in terms of what they can do with the suspension. It makes it difficult to try and extract extra time out of it. And the top 5 even looking very similar. Top 6 even looking very similar at the moment. Maybe top 7, top 8. Top 10 looking pretty much the same as it did. Josh Stewart goes to the top and only just a 35.4, and it's 5 1,000ths quicker than Simon Bishop, so Josh Stewart puts it on provisional pole. What can Martinetti and Simon Bishop do? Martinetti is ahead, so he's going to be the first car to come across the line and set a time with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in this session, so they should get another couple laps in if they want it. It depends what they need, what they feel like they can do to improve with this tyre. It's the same set of tyre. They're running the one set of tyres in this session. They just go out and pretty much go all the way to the end. On the ones that are a little bit on the grass in the braking zone, they're very, very sketchy. Imagine he's trying to find every piece of track he can to improve. What's he do across the line? Is it an improvement? It's not a positional improvement for Martinetti. Simon Bishop, though, is this going to be an improvement? He's been closed up to by, I think that's, I don't know who that is actually behind him. I think it's the TTR car. Across the line for Simon Bishop. Does he improve? No, he does not. Does Pogarty and Leon improve? No, he does not. So no one's improved yet with 1 minute and 33 seconds left to go. So Simon Bishop will not get enough. Will only get one more lap in. Martinetti will only get one more. Might get 2 more laps in actually. Josh Stewart, this will be his second last lap. He'll get 1 more lap in after this. Can he improve again? Will he find a faster time? Across the line. No, he does not. Oh, he does improve a little bit. Like 0.04 of a second. And finds just a little bit more time to grow that gap out. So he's made that gap a little bit bigger. Martinetti, bouncing across the curb there. Through the closing stages of this qualifying session. This is amazing stuff from these guys. Can Martinetti, can Pogarty and Leon. Max Silva comes up to 5th as well. So he's improved. There's not long to go in this session. They're all on the teetering edge of what is possible, the grip limit of this car. They are pushing it to the absolute maximum here. Look at the dust cloud as someone goes off the road in the background. That's Nathan Howe, the 37 Hooncorp car off the road. Actually, it might be Michael Toward, I'm sorry. Trying to tell from the front of the car. Across the line for Martinetti. Is it an improvement? It is an improvement. He goes to the top with a 35.4 as well. So he has found 0.05 of a second over Josh Stewart in this session. Can Simon Bishop improve through to the final corner now? Is this going to be a better time for the championship leader? Sliding on exit. Pogarty and Leon's right behind him. He's gone faster on this lap. This is it. Can he improve? No, he can't. Neither can Pogarty and Leon. What about Josh Stewart? Is this going to be a pole position lap for this man? It doesn't look like it's very quick. He's across the grass. And I think he's backed out of it because it didn't look very quick through there. He used a lot of curb. So this may be a Martinetti pole position. And I don't think anyone else is on an improvement lap. Wide there from Josh Stewart isn't an improvement. He's dived into the pit lane and that is it. Man, so that is our front row. Let's Nick Carter know. He's done. Cameron Fleming's done. Nathan Hutton, what can he do at the end of this session? Can he knock off Rowan Nicholson? No. He stays where he is. I think that's pretty much everybody. At their times. James Hammond, can he improve late in this session? Get himself up the grid order. Is there any improvement to be had from this man? I do not think so. Across the line. Does not improve. Stays where he is. We've got 1 car left to go in this session. Here's car 51. Martinetti. Is he going to improve his time? Is he going to go even faster again across the line? We're about to find out. No, he doesn't. He stays at a 35.442. What a qualifying session that was. Let's have a look at those at the timetable for you now. Doesn't even have any How does that work? Explain to me, guys, how that works. You have no purple sectors, yet you have the fastest lap time overall. Is that even physically possible? I do not know. I've never seen that before, ever. I am so confused. I think this is the second... Oh, actually, I think this is the second time we may have seen this in this series, where the guy on pole does not have any of the purple sectors, yet somehow is the fastest man on track. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I do not understand, but nevertheless, what a qualifying session that was. Look at the times between these drivers. Look how close they are on track. Max Silver, 5th place in that qualifying session. Nick Carter, Riley Nicholson gets the Pro-Am pole. Cameron Fleming, and Nathan Hutton, Anthony Burrows, Daniel Wood. Did everybody set a time in that session? That is what I'm curious to know. They did not. Bob Norley did not set a time in that qualifying session. That's 2 qualifying sessions in a row. He has been not able to set a qualifying time. And Max Silver does start saying, I've got to do better in this session. You will, Max. Don't you worry, mate. You absolutely will. You will do much better. Max Silver, my go. Prevails, why aren't you racing, my friend? Where are you? We're missing you this evening. It's so close at the front. Look at that. 0.06 of a second between the top 3 cars. Less than a second between the top 6, 7 cars. And that is as close as you can get. What a lap from those guys to be as quick as they are. We're 40 seconds away from starting our formation lap here to the grid. I'm going to have a quick drink to rest my vocal cords. Bear with me 1 second.
30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
'That drink has been had. Under the table. Rocking back scares me. Well, sorry that it scares you, Prevails. I didn't mean for it to scare anybody. I just wanted everybody to have a little bit of fun, but we now roll away for the last race of the evening. Get rid of the qualifying Tucson. We're no longer in a qualifying session. This man starts from the pole after a difficult race 1. Porgan and Leon start from the second row again, and that was not a happy hunting ground for him in that first race. Got caught out in an incident with this man on your screen. As a result, that meant that they both dropped back through the field. Had a lot to do. Hopefully they can get off to a clean start in this one. Adam Gray, he's in the field. He's racing in this race. That's great to see. We have 23 cars in the field now. We have Adam Gray among us for this one. He's qualified 18th, and that is wonderful to see him in for this second race. A couple other stories up and down the field. Harley Nicholson in prime position. He had a great first race. First Pro-Am class win of the season, I believe. He's had some strong showings. Just hasn't been able to put the results together, but he's done that so far this evening. He's qualified well in this race. Hopefully he can do the same again. Man, these cars sound good, don't they? They just sound so amazingly wonderful. I love these cars so much. I don't think they're loving this car around here at the moment, but I certainly am loving this, watching this action. It's not short of it, that's for sure. 14 viewers watching. It's a pleasure to have your company with us this evening. You're obviously watching AGT ACC's Porsche Carrera Cup Challenge, powered by AGT TV in partnership with TrackSpotTV. It's time for a revolution in sim racing broadcasting, and TrackSpotTV is the place to go for all your broadcasting needs. Make sure you hit them up at www.trackspot.tv, and they will be able to sort out any broadcasting needs you may have. If you want to get involved in commentary, I'm here by myself this evening. I'd love to have a co-commentator. If you want to try your hand at a bit of commentary, fancy yourself on the microphone, and come in, say good day, let us know. We can make sure that we try and get you in the booth. We have plenty of series on offer, from Gran Turismo to ACC, with iRacing, and I'm sure there's plenty more series to come, plenty more platforms to come in the future for this very fast-growing sim racing broadcast team run by the wonderful George Cook, who does a mega job, and he's watching along this evening. So if the boss is watching, good evening, and I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope I'm doing you proud this evening, George. But we are not too far away from a race start. We're rolling through to the final corner now. The cars are all gridded up. 23 cars in this race, getting ready to go racing for the final time this evening. Race 2 of the night. Race 1 was absolutely electric. We've got 25 minutes on the clock. Green flag is being shown, a drive-through for car 59. That's James Hammond right off the start. But we'll come back to that as they go through turn 1 for the first time. Mazzinetti gets the best start of all. Josh Struick tried to hang it around the outside, couldn't quite make it. Side by side is Max Silver and Nick Carter on the run down towards turn 3 for the first time. The inside line for Nick Carter across the button. They make a little bit of side-to-side contact, but they hold on through turn 1. For the first time, through turn 2, turn 3. We seem to have gotten away with it this time a little bit better. I don't want to get ahead of myself, though, as they're side by side in towards turn 3. You'll have to sort this out pretty quick, boys. That's Nathan Howell loose. Does he catch it? I think he does, and he's off the road. That is a moment for the Hooncorp driver. A little bit of side mark on that car. You saw him get loose there. To spin the car back around through the chicane for the first time. Does everybody get through cleanly? I don't think we have anyone off in the background. We've done pretty well. We have done quite well. That is Lachlan Dawes going for a move around the outside of Anthony Burrows. Heavy on the brakes into the second chicane. He gets that move done up the inside, or around the, I don't even know. But he got that move done, and that is quite good from the 888 car. And he is up into 12th place now, right in behind the rest of the Pro-Am field. James Hammond with that drive-through hanging over his head. Anthony Burrows dropping down the field. Something has happened to Anthony Burrows on the exit of that corner, struggling a little bit. And Nathan Howe also still rolling around at the back of the field, but it is Mazzinetti that got away to the best start in this race. He leads the field from Josh Struick, from Simon Bishop, from Paul Condana-Leon, and Mazzinetti. He needs to perform well in this race to hold on to championship contention here, because it is starting to swing the way of the two men directly behind him, Josh Struick and Simon Bishop. They had a brilliant race while he had to struggle all the way back to 5th. The point swing does go their way. Max Silver, 6th place, side by side with Nick Carter. This is a dangerous place to try and do it on the run into the hairpin. Cameron Fleming's going to try and invite himself into this party. Can he get it done up the inside for Nick Carter? They're still side by side on the run towards the first chicane. Will they make contact? I think they've held on through here. They're still side by side. And Max Silver comes out on top. He does get the position in the end, but Nick Carter made him work for that. He was not going to make it easy for him. And Cameron Fleming fancied himself a go of that as well, but couldn't quite manage to invite himself into the party that easily. And he will have to sit in behind for now. Daniel Wood off to a good start as well. So CP Motorsports running well in this race, sitting 2nd overall and then 2nd and 3rd in class as well. So a strong start for these guys. This is what they needed, a bounce back in this race. Bounce back in this championship even. Most cars still going at the moment. We've got a couple of cars down the back going at it for a battle. That is the teammates of Adam Joy and Bob Norley, Team XV Primer, battling away. And this train of cars, look at the train, running from turn 1 all the way through the bottom. We get a yellow flag for a car in front. That is car 22. That is Andre Shepard's. Not where you want to be parked on the exit of this corner. And he's going to have to wait for all the cars to come through. He's actually returned to the pit lane and has quite a lot of damage on that car. Finished laps down in race 1. Now finishes laps down in race 2. That is not what you want to see for any car. He'll return to the pit lane. Take another drink of water just to refresh the vocal cords after that, because, man, it's been electric racing so far tonight. This has been absolutely wonderful. We've got another yellow flag. That, I think it's Nathan Howell, maybe. Adam Gray. It's Adam Gray. Try to see. I can see the 7 at the end. It is Adam Gray off the circuit, and that is disappointing for him. And he will get rolling again. This track's catching a few out this evening. And Bollard's been taken yet again. Max Silver is in 5th place. This battle, look at this battle. Cameron Fleming right in behind Nick Carter, closely followed by Riley Nicholson. Then we've got cars side by side in the background. That's the teammates, the stablemates. Wood and Hutton going at it. These guys doing battle. At the moment, the gloves are off between CP Motorsports, and Wood gets himself up past Hutton for a change of position. And now, Bowen Piper fancies himself a party in this, a go at this. Wants to get involved in the action. Says, g'day, g'day. I'd like to join in, please. He's got his teammate of Lachlan Dawes right in behind him. So, it's all going on at the moment. There's nowhere. You sort of have to look everywhere at the moment. Up and down this field, because there's nowhere really you can take a breath at this circuit. It's such a busy lap, such a busy track for these drivers with the bumps and the corners. They're throwing the car in pretty much everywhere. There's no real relief, and we're seeing that in the commentary box this evening. I haven't been able to stop talking all night. I would really much like to have a co-coms. Just give me a moment to have a breath. Obviously, as we said earlier, no John Wright, feeling a little bit under the weather. We wish him all the best. We hope he's back for the next round at Zandvoort, because, man, are these cars fun to watch. They keep you busy. If you're in the chat watching at the moment, let us know what you're thinking of the race so far. Will Matt Denny hold on to win this one, or will we see someone else at the top? That's a car wide in the background. That's Bowen Piper off the track. Can he keep it out of the wall? I think he can. He makes a little bit of contact with a Pirelli sign, but he'll get it back on the circuit. Try not to have a dangerous re-entry. Going to have to fall in right behind Bob Norley, all the way back in 18th place. So that is a massive, massive loss for Bowen Piper. He'll fall right down the field as these cars continue to push on, just so as the bumps can catch you out at this circuit. Who is performing well for you tonight? Who is your top performer? That's what I would love to know. Who is your top performer? This is Nathan Hutton and Lachlan Dawes going at it at the moment for the back end of the top 10. This is the last place in 10th place. The last place in the top 10, I should say. So I minced my words quite significantly. Trying to look at where our battles are on track. 3/10 between Josh Druick and Matt Denny at the moment. So this is the battle for the race lead with 17 minutes to go in this race. We're getting towards the halfway point. And Josh Druick, he wants this race victory. Matt Denny is not going to give it up without a fight, though. He is going to push hard for this. Josh Druick, though, he's looked strong in both races this evening. Got caught at the end of the last race. Morgan and Leon, by the way, has gotten past Simon Bishop, so he's up in the 3rd place. That's great news for Matt Denny's championship. He's putting more points back on Simon Bishop, which is what he wants to do. Morgan and Leon showing some speed, but what Matt Denny doesn't want to do is lose another spot to Josh Struick. So these two are going to push each other all the way to the end of this race, I can imagine. This is going to be very busy work for these two for the next 17 minutes. Someone has to crack somewhere. Will it be a mistake from one of those two at the front? Riley Nicholson, though, doing a mega job at the moment. Out in front of the Pro-Am class, leading by almost 3 seconds over Daniel Wood, who's locked in a battle with his teammate and Lachlan Dawes for the back end of the Pro-Am class podium. These guys are doing a mega job so far, trying to keep up with everyone in this race. Struick dropped a little bit off Antonetti there on that last lap. Simon Bishop, though, is closing back up to Paul Gananaleon. So swings and roundabouts at the moment between these guys. You sort of pull away a little bit, then you get reeled back in. You pull away a little bit, you get reeled back in, and that's how it is going for these guys at this stage of the race. They are pushing hard to try and get every bit of track position. Points matter in this championship. It's so closely contested. 21 points separating the top 4 coming in. This 11 points separating top 3. Matt Zanetti, Josh Struick, Simon Bishop. So any points you can get could mean the difference between a championship and not at the end of this race, or at the end of this season, I should say. And we're approaching, this will be the halfway point of the season. So this is the halfway mark. This will give us a good idea of where everybody sits. 3 rounds in, 6 races into the championship. Josh Truex dropping a little bit off Martinetti here, so maybe trying to cool the tyre. It's very easy to overheat the tyre sitting right in behind another car, so maybe cool the tyre off a bit. Dropping away. Cameron Fleming, though, he's closing right up here to Nick Carter. We might try and go on board if we can with... maybe we'll stick to the external camera angles. Actually, I don't know. I'm in 2 minds here. What do you think in the chat? Should we go on board with... you guys be my TV director. Tell me what I should do. But I think an onboard around here battling would be cool. But you don't want to miss any of the action. A little bit of a look there to the outside for Cameron Fleming. Had to make Nick Carter think about it. Showed him the nose. He's getting aggressive here. He's getting racy. Wants him to know that he's there on the run down towards turn 4. Through 3 into 4 now. Looks a little bit up the inside, but not close enough to make anything happen into that chicane. Cameron Fleming, notorious for getting the elbows out. And Nick Carter's also one that'll get the elbows out if you let him. And this is good for Riley Nicholson because he can just sit back and sort of watch this. And if anything happens between these two, that's some free positions for him. So he'll be watching pretty close. He won't want to get too involved. Daniel Wood leading this train of 3 cars at the moment. This is the battle pack for 9th place at the moment. Between Nathan Hutton, Lachlan Dawes as well. They're sitting right in behind. A couple little handy battle packs going on up and down the field at the moment. Just to keep us busy, keep us entertained, keep us excited. That is 3.5 second gap between Daniel Wood and Riley Nicholson at the moment. So that is growing, that is stretching out that gap for the lead. And Riley Nicholson doing a mega job. Stick with these pro guys in front. It's a little bit wide there on the exit, and Cameron Fleming's dropped off here from Nick Carter, so a mistake maybe somewhere that's cost him a little bit of time. Simon Bishop still sitting within about a second of Morgan and Leon, and Josh Truex half a second. Look how close these two are for the lead of the race at the moment. 13 minutes to go in the second race of the evening. Hope you're enjoying all the action at home. We certainly are. Well, I certainly am here in the commentary box. It's been absolutely mega to watch. Josh Truex pushing. Our Season 2 champion, Matt Zanetti. That's how he likes to refer to himself. It's his official title, Season 2 champion, Matt Zanetti. And Josh Truex going to have a look up the inside in the second chicane. Thinks better of it, but he showed the nose. And Martinetti knows he's there. He's a little bit too much curb. He's loose on the exit here of the chicane. In through the kink towards the final sector now. And Josh Truex is putting the pressure on here in the closing stages of this race. As we reach the halfway point now. Halfway through the race, race control tells us there is still 12.5 minutes to go. And Martinetti is feeling the pressure from Josh Truex at the moment at the front of the field. Simon Bishop is also putting the blowtorch to Paul Cadenaleon for the final spot on the podium. Riley Nicholson still sitting pretty close to the back of Cameron Fleming, I should say, and Lachlan Dawes and Daniel Wood sitting right in behind Nathan Hutton, who now leads this train. They're still locked in a very close battle for the back end of the Pro-Am podium. So it's all going on up and down the field at the moment. We do not know where to look. Don't avert your eyes anywhere. Simon Bishop right in behind Paul Cadenaleon now. Will he look for a move on the exit of 3 into the hairpin at 4 maybe? Josh Truex and Simon Bishop. So Josh Truex and Martinetti nose to tail. I'm getting confused with who is who. They're also nose to tail at the moment. There is battles going on galore up and down this circuit right now. You have tyre smoke in the background, but they've managed to keep it together. Simon Bishop, though, it's hard to know where to look. This is just absolutely brilliant between these drivers tonight. They have seen some of the best racing I think they have put on all season. This circuit is super challenging for these drivers, and they have put on a masterclass here at Oulton Park. how can you not be impressed with the way these guys wheel a car? It's just absolutely phenomenal. And that is, where is Cameron Fleming? He's off the road. So Cameron Fleming has made a mistake. He's gone off the road. He's falling right down the order. That is, LJ wide into the second chicane while trying to go side by side with Cameron Fleming. He will now drop down to 12th place. LJ in 13th. Great to see him inside the top 15 after a difficult race one, but Cameron Fleming, I don't know if that was contact between himself and Rowan Nicholson or what, but we'll have to try and get to the bottom of that later. I'm sure the stewards will look into if there was something that happened there, but that is unfortunate for Cameron Fleming. He drops right down the order. Lachlan Dawes stalking the back of Daniel Wood, trying to get himself onto the Pro-Am podium, and clear air now for Riley Nicholson. Can just sort of run his own race, breathe a little bit, feel less pressure. This battle is still going on at the front here. This is epic stuff between our race leaders. I need another drink of water. Excuse me. That is my entire 600ml bottle of water consumed. I would have thought I drank a bit more than that, but that is all my water done. That just shows how hard my vocal cords are pushing for this race this evening. These guys are on the edge at the moment of what is possible. Simon Bishop dropped a little bit off the back of Pogarty and Max Silver. Man, this guy's running a good race so far. Difficult race one. Managed to come back a little bit through the field, but I think he'll just be happy with how he's performed so far in this race. He is sitting very strongly in 5th. Top 5 is an absolutely amazing effort from the Defy Motorsports driver. He's doing brilliantly tonight after missing the last round out at Bathurst. This battle for the lead of the race continues. Do not go anywhere. We have 8 minutes to go. Oh, loose on the exit for Josh Struick of turn 1. But we have 8 minutes to go in this race. And this battle for the lead is not separating. They are not distancing themselves from each other. They are pushing hard. Oh, it's a car from the background. Who is that? Causing yellow flags. It was someone at the back of the field. It's Aaron Thomas facing the wrong way. And he had a massive moment there. We'll get going again before the leaders get there. Got a yellow flag as well. Someone at the back of, I think that's 30. No, who is that at the back of the field? Can't quite work out who it is. I don't entirely know. Trying to look, it is Bowen Piper. So that is unfortunate again. A difficult race for the 81 car. Not gone his way so far in this race. And he'll have to push on from there. Look how close these two are still. Inseparable. Best buddies. You could say these guys have not separated themselves from each other all race. It's struggling to take our eyes away from the front of the field because, man, these guys are putting on a show at the moment. Simon Bishop as well, still right in behind. Pogarty and Leon. Cameras need a bit of work at Oulton Park. Hopefully, I'll take our feedback on board and make it a little bit more better for viewing when we get to next round at Zandvoort. Oh, off the road, Pogarty and Leon. That's huge, and that invites Simon Bishop through. So that is 3rd place onto the podium for the number 2 car, and Pogarty and Leon ran wide at the final corner, bottled under the pressure that Simon Bishop has been putting on him for the last 20 minutes almost since the start of this race. And Pogarty and Leon now has to go back into 4th position. A massive slide there through that corner. And he is now off the podium, and Simon Bishop can maybe try and set after this front 4, but it's a tall ask to catch these guys before the end of the race. Josh Struick, he's dropped right off Martinetti here, so Martinetti's sort of disappeared in the distance. A mistake maybe again in the dying stages of the race for Josh Struick. That's 2 races in a row. Martinetti looked a little bit dodgy on the way out of the corner, but he's made it work and is holding on. Those cars look so unsettled across the bumps. And now they just start to spread out at the front. And it is Daniel Wood who is the closest to another car on track at the moment. Anthony Burrows as well, right in behind James Hammond. These guys pushing hard at the moment. He's got a lot of front end damage though, does Anthony Burrows. And he's qualified well this evening, but just not being able to put it together in the race. So unfortunate for him. Daniel Wood though, he's battling away at the moment, trying to get himself up into second place in class. Lachlan Dawes as well, just stalking in the background. Waiting. These guys inviting them even to just make a bit of a mistake and get himself onto the podium in the Pro-Am class once again. He's been on a podium a fair few times this season. He's been Mr. Consistent in the Pro-Am class. It's 9th in the championship coming into this. I'd assume he'll sit in an even stronger position coming out of it. How about these two at the moment battling it away? Simon Bishop 3 seconds back from Josh Struick, so he is reeling that gap in a little bit, but it's a tall ask with 5 minutes to go to close it in all the way. Josh Struick now has dropped right off Mazzanetti, so that gap is 3.5 seconds. Looking aggressive through turn 1 is Daniel Wood on the back of Nathan Hutton. Lachlan Dawes in the background still. These guys, look at the bumps through to down towards, well, this is down through, it's not really 2, is it? Down towards, I think that's turn 2. And getting the car positioning right around here matters, because you get it slightly offline. Bumps are a little bit more aggressive than what you're expecting, can unsettle the car even more. Has a little think about a move into turn 4, but not close enough. He opens the steering though, does Daniel Wood. They're going to go side by side on the exit, and that is Daniel Wood up into second in class, 8th place. Through the chicane they go, and that position is well and truly sorted by now. Has he got... Oh, he's got a massive amount of curb. He's going to spin the car. Will they make contact? Oh, he's cleaned up Lachlan Dawes. That is a huge moment. Massive front-end damage. I saw that coming from a mile back. He's cleaned up Lachlan Dawes. Michael Toward comes through, and he is going to drive past Lachlan Dawes. Look at the front-end damage on that car. Wow, wow, wow. That was a huge moment. Got way too much curb, did Daniel Wood on the exit of the first chicane. Unsettled the car massively. Spun. Nathan Hutton had to drive off the circuit to avoid him. And then, I'm just trying to process what's happened. Stand by. But Nathan Hutton had to drive off the circuit to avoid him. Lachlan Dawes tried to take evasive action. Made heavy contact with the rear end of Daniel Wood. And now that is, oh, he's lost control. He's going to lose control again. Will they all avoid him? They do. Lachlan Dawes is off the circuit. He's going to have to return to the pit lane. That is massive damage to the front end of that car. Possibly steering damage. Definitely aero damage. He is driving towards the pit lane as we speak. He's a slow moving car. The white flag is waving. Don't take anyone out on the exit of turn 2 in the final corner. He does manage to avoid hitting anybody, but only just. And wow, what a moment in this race for those guys. We're talking him up, just how well he's been doing, and he pulls into the pit lane. That is massive steering damage. He's pulling to the right, pulling to driver's right there. That is huge damage for that car, and he'll have to repair that. That is race done for Lachlan Dawes. And Michael Toward now sits 3rd in class with 2.5 minutes to go in this race. We are almost to the end of what has been a spectacular evening of racing here at Oulton Park. There has been plenty of action, no shortage of action this evening, and we hope you've all enjoyed it at home, because I know I certainly have in the commentary box. My voice is going. I have a commentator Bathurst 1000 this weekend. I've got work to do, boys. But we are pushing on at the moment through what has been an absolutely brilliant race, and I think everybody's started to spread out now. Anthony Burrows and James Hammond still sitting fairly close together, but I don't think Anthony Burrows has enough aero on the front of that car to make a move happen. And Adam Joy, that's sitting in the pit lane with the yellow flag. That is Bob Norley with the yellow flags to his name. But how about this man? He'll get one more lap after this. Simon Bishop not being able to pull in Josh Struick. That is off the circuit. That's another car off the track. Who is that? Off the circuit in the background. Trying to work out that. It looks like one of the, I think that's the 81 car it is. He's into the lane now. And the yellow flags have been cleared. But there's multiple cars off the track. They're all going everywhere. Been a difficult evening. Lachlan Dawes, he's getting the damage repaired. Bob Norley has, I think, cleared from this race. He has retired for the evening. Called it a day as he's left the server. So we have 21 cars left. 2 cars have left this race. I believe one of them to be Andre Shepard, the other one to be Bob Norley. And we have 1 lap remaining. Maddinetti crosses the start-finish line to start the final lap of the race. Lachlan Dawes will return to the circuit and finish this race, albeit 2 laps down. Super disappointing for him after what was a strong performance this evening. Everyone started to find their own little bit of real estate. Adam Joy, Les Sandwith, they're still battling away at the moment, though. This is the last real battle on track at the moment. I don't know if it's too much of a battle. They might try and go side by side at some point. Keep a close eye on it. Also keeping a close eye on our race leader, Matt Tinetti. He's done what he needed to do. I don't think he's going to come away from this lead in the championship. I think that accolade will go to Simon Bishop. And Josh Stroke will be second. So he may drop to third in the points after this. But he's done what he needed to do in this second race. He's bounced back with an almighty effort. Pole, led every lap, fastest lap of the race, and the win. I can't remember what the term in Formula 1 is, but I do know that is a clean sweep of this race. And there is a professional term for it. If you're watching along, you know what that is. Please do remind me of what that term is. But he has done it all in race 2 this evening. Martinetti makes it look easy. He's got the lights flashing on the way on the grass, breaking into the final corner. He'll come out of the final corner, and Martinetti will win race 2 this evening in a wonderful bounce back race for the BCG driver. Josh Struick will finish second once again this evening. And 2 second places. Simon Bishop makes it a first and a third to take lead of the championship. Paul Ganana-Leon, a great bounce back into 4th. Max Silva, 5th place for him this evening. A strong result in the second race. Nick Carter, think about what a result in 6th. Riley Nicholson, though, how about this man? He has talked all season about how he's had difficult runs in these cars, but he's gone back-to-back tonight. That's 2 Pro-Am class victories for Riley Nicholson. 7th place overall, and he has bounced back in a big way in the Porsche Carrera Cup Series. Nathan Hutton comes home in 8th. Michael Tower gets the Pro-Am class podium and comes home 9th, and Cameron Fleming rounds out your top 10. Daniel Wood on the grass across the line. He's all 4 wheels on the grass across the finish line. Les Sandwith, 12th place from Adam Joy. What a result for those drivers. Then James Hammond, Anthony Burrows will get him in the end. He was trying for so long, and he will get past. Nathan Howe comes home in 16th. Lachlan Dawes, though, what an evening for him. What an evening for all of our drivers. What a result it has been. And, oh boy, that has been just an absolutely brilliant race from all of our drivers. I cannot wait to see what happens in the aftermath. What an evening this evening it was for our drivers. Some pictures there of our last round out of Bath as well. Keep an eye out for those in the background. Thank you all so much in the chat for tuning in. And don't be sad that it's over. Smile because it happened. But we have 3 rounds left to go in the championship. Let's have a quick look at that calendar. So Zandvoort, round 4 in 3 weeks' time, Friday the 7th of November. We will go racing once again in the Dutch countryside. Then we go to the Nürburgring for what will be a really exciting 2 races. Turn 1's sure to throw up some exciting moments there. And then we're back-to-back weeks. The final round of the championship at Misano. I have no doubt that will be an absolutely thrilling race between all the drivers. And can't wait to see how that championship shapes out at the end of the season. It's certainly looking very exciting, very competitive up the front. And that'll do it for this evening, though. Thank you so much for tuning in. 2 brilliant races. Thank you so much for staying with me and keeping me sane in the commentary box this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your company. A big thank you to our drivers. A big thank you to TrackSpotTV and George Cook for making this happen. And yeah, absolutely loved having your company. Of course, I've been Isaac Fogarty. Simon Bishop and Matt Tinetti are your race winners this evening. Simon Bishop is your new championship leader as a result of what we saw this evening. Been a pleasure having your company. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 3 weeks for Zandvoort. Until then, I've been Isaac Fogarty. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.
Been trying to change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Oh,